Good afternoon, Stampers. How is everybody? Welcome. My name is Judy Anderson, and I'm an independent demonstrator from the United States. And Diane and I get together every week and bring you guys some ideas. And so this week we were bringing you ideas from the annual catalog. We're hoping that you have these items, and if not, you're going to need them, right? So we wanted to revisit some of the products that are in the annual catalog. And I am bringing you one today, and it is called Forever Fern. And this is a very, very popular stamp set. And you guys have been asking me for some more ideas. So I thought, what a better chance to do it than do it here. So once again, this is in the annual catalog. And not much news going on. The specials we have going on right now are the sign up, join our teams, and you can get it, I believe in Canada, it's $100. And in the US, it's $75. In the US, you get $125 worth of product for $75. And this is an awesome time to be joining our teams and the Stampin' Up! Community. It is all about community. All the demonstrators, we share ideas on different forums that are exclusive to demonstrators, as well as get together with each other like Diane and I do and share ideas with our customers. So if you'd like to sign up and you're in Canada, contact Diane. I know she'd love to have you on her team. And if you're in the US, contact me and join me. So good morning, everybody. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you give us hearts and thumbs up. And if you're watching on replay, make sure you say replay. And so we know that you watched us later on. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, welcome, and make sure you subscribe there so you don't miss a video that I bring on YouTube. So, okay, I am going to be switching my cameras. Okay. So you should be okay now and not be getting any feedback. Forever Fern. This is an awesome all-around stamp set that you can use for just about any occasion. I use this a lot for, oops, hang on just a second, for get well cards, wedding cards, sympathy cards. And I've talked to some of you lately, and you have told me that you've been using this stamp set for a lot of sympathy cards. It seems like when you need sympathy cards, it goes in batches, right? My mom always told me that everything happens in threes. So I have needed quite a few sympathy cards, unfortunately, lately. And I do need to restock on mine. So I am probably not going to put a verse on my card today because I haven't quite decided what I want to make this card for. So we're using the Forever Fern and the Forever Flourishing coordinating dies with this. And I am sticking in the Expressions in Ink Ephemra Pack. These are, in fact, we might cut some little elements out of this using the dies. I haven't quite decided yet. I could use my gold foil paper, but I want to keep it in the same family. So there's a little die in here. This one right here, where that you get 4 of these dies, and I think we can cut some of those out, but I don't know if we're going to need it or not. And I'm going to let you guys vote on it. I am also, first of all, I am going to have you guys comment and vote on, I'm echoing. Okay, hang on a second. Sorry, Diane. This happens when, okay, is that better? Let me know if that is better. I'll wait a minute and let me know. Yeah, Diane, I don't know. No matter what I do, I echo when I have my phone on, even when I take me out. So I might just get out completely. Okay, so I'm going to have you vote on either the Tasteful Textile embossing folder or the painted texture. So please let me know. The only thing is when I do that, it's chirping. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't see the comments. I'm moving my phone way out of the way because I can't see comments. Am I still chirping? Please let me know. Okay, Diane, am I still chirping? Let me know. Diane votes for Tasteful Texture. So it just depends on if you want a lot of texture, painted texture. If you want a little bit, Tasteful Texture. So while you guys are voting on that, I'm going to go ahead and pull my card pieces over. And okay, it's still chirping. Okay, that means I worked on this week and thought I had solved it. Of course, when I go on live, okay, am I still chirping? Let me know. Sorry about this, you guys. I'm in. Okay, we're going to have to live with it. I thought I could use my phone mic and not my computer. So our base. The next layer is Misty Moonlight, and we're going to be embossing this as soon as you guys make your decision. So I'm going to move that to the side. And then I have another piece of Misty Moonlight that is 4 by 5 1/4. So there's 2 of those. And then I have a piece of regular basic vanilla that's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And those 2 pieces are going to be for the inside of the card. Then I have some scraps. I have a scrap of Old Olive, some scraps of vanilla. Okay, and we're going to be stamping and cutting some die cuts out of those. And from the Ink Ephemra Pack, I am using these little frames. Now these are very, very fine lines around them, so we need to do a little bit of gluing. So we are going to use our silicone mat and our all-purpose glue. And I'm just going to take a peek here, see if that's better. Okay, hopefully you have sound now. Nobody has made a comment. Sorry, I can't get this. I'm not too sure what is going on. Sometimes when I practice, it doesn't do it. And then when I come live, it happens to get all chirpy or echoey. So I'm taking my liquid glue and I'm going to put a little bit on my silicone mat. And then I'm going to take a sponge, just a little sponge wedge that I use, and I'm going to dab glue on it, and I'm going to dab that all around this frame. And that's going to be enough adhesive to hold this on to my old olive. Pick this up. It is sticky. Move this out of the way. And let's just put that right on there. And I'm just going to press that down on there, and I'm going to give it a second to adhere. Then I'm going to grab a small piece of the vanilla, and I'm going to do the same thing with a smaller frame. So let's get that on there. Another little dab of glue up here. This is a great way of adhering those fine lined dies and pieces without getting that glue all over. Just need to be careful. It is tacky, and we are just going to place that right on here. Okay, our first piece has dried enough, so I am taking my paper snips because we don't have a die that goes with this, and I am going to be cutting around here, and I am going to leave a very fine edge. Okay, and just cut that off. And just a very fine edge. Just need to eyeball it. And you wouldn't have to do this if you wanted to do a rectangle, but I wanted to go with the shapes of this piece here. And just clip those off. And you know, some areas it might be a little bit thicker than others. Now on the end here there is a little pointy end, so we're just going to snip in on those. So this is another use for those pieces in the Ephemra Pack, making your own little labels. Okay, so there's the first one, and nobody would even know that we hand cut that out. I'm going to set that to the side. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the vanilla piece. Trim that off, and I am not going to leave much of an edge on this one. I want less of an edge. I wanted more of an accent on the old olive than I did on the very vanilla. And I just love using these Ephemra packs when they have these pieces cut out for you already. And this one has labels and some like little berry-like sprigs in there. They're great to adding to your projects. Just that little detail without having to die cut. And you get plenty of them in these packs. Okay, we're going to clip this right here. Now, this is where my verse would go. And you could choose to I would either stamp it in either Misty Moonlight or Old Olive, your choice, or emboss it in gold. So that one goes there. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer these on top of one another. And look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? And how simple to make that. Sorry, I was off screen. Didn't realize that. So we've got those ready. So let's clean this up a little bit, and we're going to get to our stamping. And then we're going to emboss. So you guys only have a couple more minutes here to vote on either the Tasteful Textile or the painted texture. So like I said, I have these scraps. And I'm going to stamp one of the leaves, and it's going to be this image right here. I'm going to stamp that. Get it inked up really good, and this is one of those distinctive stamps that does all the shading for you. I just love this style of stamps. I think the images are beautiful. Okay, and then I am going to stamp on this little one. I took one of these little fern sprigs, leaf sprigs, and we have two of them in the set. One goes to the left and one goes to the right. I chose the one to the left. Let's hope it's right. If not, we'll just have to stamp another one off the other way. We are going to be die cutting these. So we will do our die cutting after our stamping. Now I'm grabbing my Misty Moonlight. Now, if you wanted to stick with the two colors that your card stock is, you can stamp in those two colors. But you could also, because these are actually eucalyptus, but I kind of use them as berries. You could do them in a contrasting color so that they stand out more. And I'm hoping I can get 3 on here. Oops, not quite. So let me grab another little scrap here. I have plenty of scraps. I don't know if I'm going to use 2 or 3 of these. So let's stamp that on there. And we are done with that. Okay, so I'm going to get my cut and emboss machines out. But I'm going to go run over to my phone real quick and see what you voted on. Okay, Diane, you're saying there's no sound. You should have some sound. And hello, Chris. Okay, so Tasteful Textile it is. Now, for this one, I am going to need my big machine. So we're going to pull that in. And I'm hoping you have sound. Please let me know. If I can't get this fixed, I'm going to end up doing 2 a day, one on mine and one on Diane's, because I am having such trouble with this. So we use the Tasteful Textile. So this just gives us a soft textile, almost a cottony look to it. Now for the rest, I'm going to use my mini machine just because I have more room. Okay, so we're going to cut these out. Remember, when you use this machine, you want to stagger your plates. And let's start with this sprig here and the coordinating die. There we go. Now, some of you might ask, why do you have the big machine and why do you have the little machine? Well, I love the mini machine. When I am traveling in the car, I can do some die cutting. And if you are tight on space, the little machine is great for you because it takes up less space. And whoops, there we go. We cut that one. Put that to the side. And you don't always need your big machine for, like, dies like we're using here. The little machine is great. And oops. And so I'm going to stagger these again. But if you are one that loves embossing, most of our embossing folders go into the big machine and don't fit the small machine. So if you need to choose between one or the other, I would definitely get the big machine and then save my money or ask. This makes a great wish list on your Christmas list for people to buy you this holiday season. So how many of you have the big machine and have been wanting this little one? Put it on your Christmas list and leave it out for your family to see. And if you're in the US, have them contact me. And if you're in Canada, have them contact Diane. I'm sure that she would love to order it for them and have it shipped directly to them, or have it shipped to her and she will wrap it so you don't get to see it until Christmas morning. That is so much fun to be surprised Christmas morning, right? I love when my family gives me things that I want. Whoops. Get this staggered. Hang on. Get this in here. And I am surprised on Christmas morning. There we go. Then I know I have one more laying around here. How many of you would have thought of doing Misty Moonlight berries or eucalyptus? I don't, I did it on a card for a friend of mine. She says, "Oh, I love these. What are they?" And I says, well, what do they look like? And I had intended it for it to look like it was more like a berry type. She said, well, it looks like eucalyptus, but you didn't do it green. And I says, no, I says, I intended it to look more like red eucalyptus because I did it in cherry cobbler. But I do these in all kinds of colors, either to do that pop of wow, pop of color on my projects, or coordinating with them. Okay, I'm going to take a sneak at my things here. Okay, Marjorie, thank you for letting me know that you have sound. It takes a few minutes sometimes for things to come through. Okay, so we have our embossed piece. Let's get our card base in here. Now my card base is going to go horizontal. Now this is not a really deep embossing folder, so you could use Stampin' Seal on it, but I like to use my liquid glue because of the wiggle room that you get. Okay, I'm going to make sure that this is opening the right way. Yep. Okay. I have done a couple cards recently and they opened up the wrong way. Okay, now you do want to press down and smooth that out a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to start our decorating. So this is going to go in this lower corner. And right now I'm just going to place them because I want to see for my placement. Those will go right down there. And then we have our sprigs, and our sprigs are going to go up this way. And I want to put one of these in the back. We're going to be putting, of course, dimensionals. Can't do a card without dimensionals. Let's stick these up here. This one I think I'm going to stick on top of it instead of behind, where I tucked those two behind the leaves. This one's going to come up in front, I think, and then this one right here. And I think that'll look fine. We're going to do a bow also. So, or should we do it this way? I have a tendency of doing a majority of my images on the upper right hand corner, but I do like my sentiments in the bottom right. So I may change this one up a little bit. No, we're going to go with the first. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back here. So to my US friends, are you guys all ready? Oops, I have my stylus tip here and I don't, oh, there's my pokey tip. Are you all ready for Thanksgiving? What are you baking today? Cooking? I am fortunate enough to have my son and daughter-in-law are going to be hosting. They host most of the holidays now that we have moved and we live in a smaller home and can't house everybody. So the good news is I don't have to clean everything up. But I do still do quite a bit of baking. I don't know where my pokey tool is. I think it's, oh, don't have my pokey tool here. I should have checked my toolkit. I did a rather large class the other day and shared my take your pick tools with them. And it was so funny. I kept saying take your pick tool. And one of the gals kept calling it, do you have that dot pokey tool? And I kept on thinking dot pokey tool. I couldn't think of what she was talking about to begin with. And it was the take your pick tool. So everybody was calling it the dot pokey tool all the rest of the evening. Okay, we're going to put this on here. I'm going to wait to put the vanilla on until I position all of these. Now I know I want this one going up here, so we're going to go ahead and put our dimensionals up there. So like I said, this would make a great card for any occasion. You could change the colors up. You could do the colors, instead of the misty moonlight, you could use a more fall type color and have it for a fall birthday. That's what I love, is you can just switch these colors out. You could even use designer series paper if you wanted in the background. Okay, I'm going to stick this one on first. I know I don't want that going beyond the card. On for this one. Now this one is going to have lots of layers. So I'm going to stick this here. We don't have to put dimensionals here, but we do have to put one here, and we're going to put one at the bottom. And then I'm just going to put a little dot of glue because that will hold that on there. So this is off to the right, thinking the opposite. Oh, has the rain stopped in Canada? How are you guys doing up there with all your flooding and stuff? It's been terrible for you guys up there. Our weather goes from the mid to upper 40s down into below freezing. Okay, we're going to stick this. I'm going to stick this little leaf right here. I'm just going to tuck it so it's tucking behind there just a little bit. And I don't want it lined up directly so it's a straight line, so I'm going to angle it just a smidgen. And I don't even think I'm going to need any liquid glue there because we're going to be putting some more on here. So let's grab this one and see how we want this one. So here's a little trick. I don't necessarily want all of this on top. I want this peeking behind. So I can get it to peek behind just a little bit there. But if I want, I'm just going to show you something. If you wanted this to peek more, what you can do is you take your snips and then just follow your berries a little bit or your leaves a little bit and trim that down. Okay, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow that to flex a little bit more. So we can actually tuck that behind. I do this trick quite often when I am layering images like this. I don't want that whole image on top. Now, it seems that it's getting caught right there. I'm going to tuck it under just a little bit more. Oh, I have my dimensional there. Bad positioning of dimensional. So what I'm going to do is just like with that one, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to clip it just a little bit, just like that, so I can tuck that under. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals. You know, just because your images are cut a certain way doesn't mean that you need to stick with that. Have fun, and you know, you could even cut them apart and put them in two different places. Now I do want that one to go over there just a little bit on top of that label. I'll lift this up. Too many leaves there. There we go. Get that. So it is poking. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually clip this in a little bit more right here because that's what's holding it up. And just play. Position and play. I could even put that one behind and this one on top, but you kind of lose that one because it's shorter. So that's why I like doing it on the top. So here we go. And I clip that. So I got to get this leaf up, get it underneath there. And so this one is peeking out on the back. It's peeking over the label just a little bit and on top of here. Now I am going to put a dimensional here because I don't want it flat on there. I do want it standing up, but I position that after I have it positioned. I'm not worrying about this not tucking underneath because I'm actually going to put a bow here. Okay, let's figure out over here. We are going to want, I think that kind of tucks in and out at the same time. I'm going to clip that just a little bit more. You're not going to see the stem. So I'm actually clipping it quite a bit over. Now see how I've cut that stem? Okay, so now we're going to figure out our positioning here. Oops. And let's just go into the clip there. So it looks like it's coming behind and in front. And then I'm going to put on my dimensionals. Now I am going to remove both sides of my dimensional. And I'm going to use my snips to place this underneath. And you do want a dimensional in at least two spots to hold it in position. This is actually quite an easy card, I think. May not be real quick, but I am figuring it all out while we're on here too. So there we have our bunch. Now, do you think that I'm thinking that I'm not even going to need this unless I tuck it behind. You know what? I might tuck it behind here. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to glue that to the base. Just a little bit of glue and glue it to the base. But now I want you guys thinking, do you think I need some gold sprigs in there? Or should we just leave just a little bit of gold around our sentiment to highlight that sentiment? Okay, so I'm going to do that. You also need to tell me if you want me to use gold ribbon or do you want me to use this lace ribbon for our bow. And while you guys are letting me know that, I'm grabbing some of our Genial Gems. Once again, I use these quite a bit. I love these Genial Gems. They give that little touch of glimmer without overpowering. We're going to add some on here. Oops, I need a little bit of tack up there. Oh, I'm almost out. It's a sad day when you run out of your tacky stuff. But luckily, you can order refills for that, and it comes in pack in 2 refills. Okay, we're going to do that one there. Let's do, we're going to do another one down there. So that adds some glimmer there. So let me see. Do we need a ribbon? Do we need some gold on there? Let me see what you guys say. Okay. Chris says lace ribbon and gold sprigs. So we're going to be doing some more die cutting here. I love when you guys help me design these cards. Then it's not just my card, it's your card too. So I'm going to go into this Ephemra Pack. Move these out of the way. I'm going to go into this Ephemra Pack. And when you remove all your pieces, you have leftover pieces. And this is actually made to do a negative, and I almost use that one here because it's got more gold on it, but I love the fine lines. So we have all this extra gold on here. So let's take advantage of it. And I am just going to clip this apart so it fits through the mini machine. And I'm just clipping where I know I can't fit anything. So I have that. I'm going to put my card to the side. Grab my mini machine. Let's grab our dies. And like I said, we get 4 dies. So I can cut 4 out at the same time. And I don't know if I'll use 3, 4, or 5. I'll have to see here. So yeah, so I am making chocolate chip cookies this afternoon and some other cookies and making some sweet potato casserole, and then we're going to have baked sweet potatoes also. I'm a baked sweet potato. I can't have the sweet potato casserole anymore. And a vegetable tray. And what else am I making? I'm not making, all of us can't meet together this year. My son and daughter, my one son and daughter-in-law have her mother in for the holidays. So what I'm doing here is I'm just placing them where I have some spots that they will fit onto. And hopefully I will get 4 of them. Whoops, look at that. Let me place them first. Get 4 of them on here. And they go in 2 different directions. And if we don't get the full stem on, that's okay. We want those little leafy sprigs is what we want. We need to make sure we keep that staggered. I think I can get 2 here. So look at that. We have no waste on those packs. So that's just another tip. Take advantage of those extra spaces in these little extra embellishments that Stampin' Up! Gives you. I do this quite a bit. I think one of my dies moved, but that's okay. I'm not sure if I'm using all 4 of them or not. Okay, so we have those. And those will bring out that gold around our sentiment. So let's get those off, and look how quick and easy that was. And I still have more space to use. How many of you do that? Okay, so we're going to figure out where we want to space these. So I am thinking we space one here. So we're just going to have them peeking out in different spots. But we don't want it all matchy-matchy, right? Get this one off. Get this one down here. And, oh, I don't know, up there. I think we're going to need a 5th one. I think I need one down here. I don't like doing things in even numbers. I don't know about you guys. It's just an old decorating trick. So I'm thinking we need another one down here, so we are going to cut another one. So let me move this out of the way, grab one of the dies, and grab my cutting plates. And we'll get this cut real quick. So Diane was telling me that you guys are having troubles getting around from place to place up there because of all the rain and all the weather up there in Canada. So I hope that that is remedied soon for all of you, so that you can get out and get your holiday shopping done. Okay, so we're going to add this one right down here. So let me just get my glue out, and we're going to start sticking those in. Just put a little dab of glue, and I'm only dabbing the glue on the stem part because I do want those to stick out. So get that one on. You need very little glue, but what a difference that makes, right? It's just those little touches that you can do to your cards that makes all the difference. You can just take it up that notch, but it's fine just as it is. So if you don't have all this stuff, but you know, look into your stash and see what you do have and what you can use. That's what it's all about. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stick that one coming out from behind. So we have that. Close my glue up for the ribbon, and we will be doing the lace ribbon. So I want to do a small bow, not quite 2 fingers wide or 3 fingers wide. So just go over it 2. So I wrap down around 1, 2 times. I'll clip it off. We're probably going to trim it a little bit. Just put this through my fingers. I use my fingers a lot. I have one of those bow making things, but I find that my fingers are always here and always available to make a bow. Okay, I'm just going to tie that tight, because as Diane even tells you guys, you need to tie your bows tight and your knots tight. Look at that. I burned my finger the other day cooking, and I didn't even realize it until the next day when it started itching. It was like, oh, why is this itching so bad? So you would think that it would have really hurt. This is where I need to. Okay, let's get that tied like that. Double, trying to tie it tight. Whoops. Oh, it It never works when I'm on camera. Okay. Okay, we pull those. And we want the lacy loopies going down. I'm going to grab a glue dot here and just add this on like this. So I do like the vanilla, and I do want it coming down quite far on my card, but I don't want it extending past my card. So I'm just going to clip those off so they're right there. And then my sentiment will go on here. Like I said, I'm not going to put my sentiment on right now, so I'm just going to put this on temporarily so that you all can see it. And I am putting that one flat, just like that. So that is the front of our card. And then the inside of our card, we want to do our other layers. And we do have, but I do want to do some stamping on the inside also. So I'm going to grab my Old Olive and my Misty Moonlight. And remember that it's going horizontal instead of vertical. How many times have you stamped the wrong way? I have done it a couple times, I will admit. Okay, I'm just going to put this one right down here. And I'm going to stick this one up here, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto our Misty Moonlight. This is another way to jazz up your cards, you guys, is layer the inside too. More of you are decorating the inside of the cards now, which I am so happy to see. Let's press that really good. And put this down. Okay, so this may be a stamp set that you have. And the dies. We would love for you to make some cards with the bundle that Diane brought yesterday to you yesterday, the project. And you can even copy, you guys, or the one that I brought you today. So there we go with that one. I just want to, oops. So all that glimmer and glitter on there. This space is a little empty, but that's okay. I do love open space on my cards. So I'm going to flip this around. And add me back to the stream. So hopefully you are not getting any static. And thank you for sharing, you guys. And Becky, hi. Haven't seen you for a while. Glad that you are joining us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card. And once again, if you don't have the set that Diane brought you yesterday or the set that I brought you today, I feel that both these sets are a must-have in your collection to make all occasion cards. And for those in the US, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And those of you in Canada, enjoy your week. And we'll see you all next week. Until next time, everybody, happy stamping.